Today I want to talk about Model 3 noise. Is it normal? Is it higher than other cars? I'm going to do some scientific tests to find out. I've got a decibel meter that I'm going to use to test the car at different speeds. I've got a call recorder to test how well the speakerphone works, also at different speeds. And I went out and bought a noise seal, or a Model 3 wind noise reducer from RPM Tesla to see if it works at all. This is actually going to be a two-part series because I need to go out and rent another car to see how the Model 3 compares. So I'm targeting a Cadillac CTS from a company called Maven that rents GM vehicles. We'll see if I can get it, but I think it's a good comparable vehicle that's easy to rent. So I'm hoping the setup works. It's after work today, so it's going to get a bit dark, but we'll give it a try. If not, I'll just write down the values, because really this is more about sound than it is actually about the video. But let's do some quick baselines. I'm sitting in a parking lot parked, and I'm going to be quiet for a second. Then I'm going to turn the fan progressively up, and then I'm going to turn on the radio to different levels just so we can see roughly what it looks like. Well, this is an incredibly boring test, but at least it shows that the baseline quiet car is about 34 decibels, and it gets up to just shy of 70 decibels with the fan on full blast, which is quite loud, but it works pretty well. And here's the radio. Hopefully I don't get hit with copyright on this video. There's a quarter. There's half. Alright, that's enough. I don't need to go all the way up and make myself deaf because this thing gets loud. So I'm not going to do a whole video of me actually installing this because it's getting dark out. But basically, let's see if you can see that. It's a piece of neoprene rubber, stretches quite a bit, and it fits down in there under the gap between the windshield. And it goes across here, which is pretty tight to get in, so I guess you got to stretch it pretty good, and then in the front as well. So I'm going to go out, do a bunch of recordings now, and then I will put it in and do the same recordings. I'm going to try and be as scientific as possible, though. I'm not going to be perfect. Drive the same roads, drive the same speed in the same places, and see what happens. So it looks like I got this in just in time before the sun goes down here. Hopefully the dome light in the car will be enough so you can see the decibel gauge, but I'm going to give it a shot and find out. Well, it turns out this should have been a weekend project. There's traffic everywhere, so I'm trying to figure out a good road that I can get to 65 or 70, where the wind noise, I think, gets the worst, and test that multiple times. Let's see what I can find. Alright, well, the picture might not be great, but I think this will get the job done. So I'm going to go find the road I'm going to use here. I'm going to pick a lane, consistently stay in that lane, and try and start my test all at the same time in this pass and the pass that I'll do after I put in the seal. And then I'll do the same thing tomorrow as best I can in a different car. So I will do my best to be quiet as I do this. The fan is off, but I do actually need to call out speeds so I can sync up the audio to the phone recording, which is currently running off speakerphone, as you can tell. So I think this test is going to work well. The one thing that's completely out of my control is traffic. So let's see if it behaves itself. Alright, I'm going to get in the passing lane here, starting at the 45 sign, doing 49. $60. 45. I am not going to go any faster than that. Another case if I didn't think this through. Hopefully I can install this in the dark. It shouldn't be too big of a deal, but I'll be back after I install it. Well, here's my conclusion on installing the wind noise reduction gasket, I guess, from RPM Tesla. It's a huge pain in the ass. Have somebody help you. And in my car, the gap between the front windshield and the glass roof was really tight and a little bigger on the back, so I had to stretch it a lot to get it in the front, which left way too much in the back, so it took quite a bit of finagling to get it into place. Hopefully over time it kind of settles out so it doesn't pop out, but I think we're probably good to go. Alright, here we go again. Seals installed. We're going to try it again. We're going to try and be pretty consistent to the way I was last time. Again, you know, it's not super scientific, but I'm going to do my best. We'll find out if there's a difference.
Alright, let's get over in the passing lane. Here's 40. 50. 60. 70. But not perfect. There was a guy in the passing lane in front of me, but I think I got close.
I told you this wasn't going to be very scientific, but I wanted to look at the waveform from the cell phone recording to show you a couple of things. The first is that it looks like the microphone turns itself off when it can't hear me talking to eliminate background noise. The second thing, and that's if the 0 point on this waveform is to be believed, is that the decibels basically double for every 10 miles an hour over 50. That's pretty crazy. So what are my conclusions from this? Firstly, the microphone on the Tesla for car speakerphone is not very good. Can't tell if it got any better with the RPM Tesla gasket, but I know that even with it in, it's not great. No wonder people complain about it to me when we're on the phone. Secondly is I think the RPM Tesla gasket made a little bit of a difference, but I'm not sure how much it is audibly to the human ear. It's still loud when you hit 65 or 70. Stay tuned tomorrow because I'm going to test the same thing with a different car, hopefully a CTS-V, and we'll see if people are just complaining for something to complain about, or we'll see if the Tesla Model 3 is actually louder than other cars. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And for maybe one more day now, use my referral code. It's down in the link. It'll get you free supercharging, and it will get me one more reward. Thanks again.